Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Jaya Jaya Ram Om Jaya Jaya Ram Om सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। यन्माया वशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावता वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। Hari Om. We had seen the portion where Bhagwan had gone to meet Dashrath Maharaj, and everything happened in the court, and then finally he has set out from Ayodhya. In and through that, different facets of Bhagwan's personality was shown. From the time he heard the news that he has to go for Vanavasa until now, not even once this thought has come in his mind, why me? Not even once he felt, why should I be sent to Vanavasa? Or why did this have to come to me? That is nirvikara chitta. That mind which doesn't undergo modification even when it is facing difficult situations. And when Bhagwan has to leave, everybody he makes sure that he is giving them a lot of love and then trying to create minimal disturbance as possible. Each person is talking in that way, and then finally he leaves Ayodhya. Now all of them have come to the banks of Tamasa river. That was the first halt after leaving from Ayodhya. And here, Bhagwan sees all Ayodhya-vasis have come along with him. So it's almost like a, yatra. Everybody is there. So much of things are happening around. And they are not used to forest life, Ayodhya-vasis. So Bhagwan says, if they stay with me, it is inconvenience for them, and I cannot fulfill my Vanavasa responsibility. I will end up having some or the other kind of things to be done because everybody is around. So he tells Sumantraji, very lovingly he says, that we accept their love, but now we can't take them along with us. So make your chariot go in such a way that they would not find out where we have gone and how we have gone. So Sumantraji, overnight, he drives the chariot and then takes it away from that place. Then what is the state of Ayodhya-vasis? This is after 85th Doha. They say, Bhagwan is gone. This is what happens when we keep sleeping. We slept a little more, Bhagwan, disappeared. The main purpose for which we had come here, it was not accomplished. They search everywhere, don't find Bhagwan anywhere. Goswamiji gives an example. How did they look? All of them searching. The anxiety was such that they were trying to advise each other. Just like there is a boat which is sinking, and how there are merchants on the boat, how anxious they will feel, that they are trying to say things will be okay, things will be fine. Like that, everybody was there, like a sinking boat. The last hope, that was also gone now. Bhagwan has left, and they all have to come back to Ayodhya. And the same regret they are also having, like Dashrath Maharaj. They say, Bhagwan has gone, still our pranas have not gone. And then they feel this fish which is out of the water, that fish is better than us. Because the moment water goes away, the prana also goes away. Whereas in our case, pranas have remained after Bhagwan has gone. Nindahi apu sarahahi mina dhigaji vanu raghubira bihina. Life without Bhagwan, they say it is not worth living. This is their prayer, this is their regret rather. After this, everybody comes back to Ayodhya, and the only hope is, because of which they are holding their pranas back, is after 14 years, they will get Bhagwan's darshan once again. That is the only hope with which they come back. And they have all come back to Ayodhya. But what do? See, sometimes what happens is, somebody can feel that separation, everything might be there, oh, Bhagwan has gone away and so on. But again, we'll get busy with our routine life and things will be fine just as before. But Ayodhya Vasis, Goswamiji says, Rama darasahita nema brata. For Bhagwan's darshan again, everybody started living a disciplined life. They took different vratas, and with that, they were spending their time. Lage karana nara nari. Different vratas, different austerities they were practicing. Now Bhagwan has reached Shrungaverapur. Okay, he started from Ayodhya, went to Tamasa river, the banks. From there he went to Shrungaverapur. This is near modern day Prayagraj. Some 20 miles from Prayagraj, 20-30 miles. That place is called Shrungaverapur. What happens there? Let us chant after 86th Doha. Sita Sachiva Sahita Do Bhai Shrungaverapur Pahuche Jai Utare Ram Deva Sari Dekhi Kinha Dandavat Harshu Viseshi Lakhan Sachiva Siya Kiye Pranama Sabhi Sahita Sukupaya Rama Ganga Sakala Muda Mangala Mula Sab Sukha Karani Harani Sab Sula Kahi Kahi Kotika Katha Prasanga Ramu Bilo Kahi Ganga Taranga Sachivahi Anujahi Priyahi Sunai Vibhudarani Mahima Adhikai Majjanu Kinha Pantha Shrama Gayahu Suchi Jalu Piyata Mudita Mana Bhayahu Sumirat Jahi Mitai Shrama Bharu Tehi Shrama Yaha Laukika Vyavaharu Suddha Satchidanandamaya Kanda Bhanu Kulake Charita Karata Nara Anuharate Samsruti Sagar Setu Siyavar Ramchandra Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai Bolo Bhai Sab Santan Ki Jai Shri Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sita Sachiva Sahita Do Bhai. Along with Sita ji, Sachiva Sumantra ji, the two brothers, Bhagwan Ram and Lakshman ji, Shrungaverapura Pahuche Jai. They reached this place called as Shrungaverapur, where Ganga ji is very, very vast. Large spread of water is there, and it is said it is not very deep over there. You can go inside, take a dip. So that is Shrungaverapur. Utare Ram Devasari Dekhi Kinha Dandavata Harshu Viseshi. The moment Bhagwan sees Ganga ji, he quickly gets down from his chariot and does Dandavat Pranam. Utare Ram Devasari Dekhi Kinha Dandavata Harshu Viseshi. And there is a great joy in Bhagwan's heart just by looking at Ganga ji. He says, 14 years, this is how we have to live. Ashram, Ganga ji, Satsang. The first thing that he is getting is Ganga ji's darshan. This is Bhagwan's charitra from now on. Charitra means he is showing us how a person with Shraddha, how a person with faith in his heart lives his life. Seeing an ordinary thing like water. But in that, if somebody can have Bhagavad Buddhi, this is not only H2O, but it is Ganga Ji, Ganga Devi, who is presiding over this water, who is the mother of Bhishma. That Ganga Devi I bow down to. This is his charitra. This is the way that he shows a person should live his life. And Dandavat Pranam means falling like a danda. If you leave a stick, how that stick falls, he says, in that way Bhagwan fell. One is Sashtanga Pranam, right? So Sashtanga means 8 limbs, 8 parts of the body touch the ground. But it is done very carefully, right? First hands, then feet, and slowly you lie down. But here Dandavat means what? That joy of seeing the other person, that surrender towards the other person shows as this Dandavat Pranam. Bhagwan does Dandavat Pranams to Gangaji. Then you see Yadyada Charati Shreshtaha. Lakhana Sachiva Siya Kiye Pranama. Lakshmanji, Sitaji, and Sumantraji, he did not have to tell. Gangaji is there, do pranams. If person who is Shreshta does it, others naturally do it. All of them did pranams. Sabahi Sahita Sukhu Payavu Rama. It's a beautiful line, huh? Lakhana Sachiva Siya Kiye Pranama Sabahi Sahita Sukhu Payavu Rama. Looking at all of them doing pranam, Bhagwan got lot of joy. I mean, this is that family which lives under the shelter of Shraddha. And it's a great joy if we all can become astikas in life. To have that sight also is a great joy. So Bhagwan derives that joy looking at his brother Sitaji and Sachiva having that kind of Shraddha towards Gangaji. So this Sukham is brought from faith. Think of it even in day-to-day life. Whenever we see a pious person, whenever we see somebody living their life on the strength of Shraddha, without saying too many things, that person has the ability to give joy. That same situation, if another person without Shraddha had to face, it has so many ups and downs, so many challenges, so many agitating factors. But the same situation this person with Shraddha is facing with so much of calmness, so much of equanimity. Looking at that Shraddha, it gives joy to others. Once, a long time back, when I had gone to Haridwar, we were in a taxi, and these taxi drivers in those Char Dham places, their life is very, very different because family is somewhere, they go across Char Dham, and there is few months of Char Dham Yatra, where only during that time they have to make their year's worth of earnings. Very difficult, very challenging rather, their lifestyle. But all of them I found were very, very philosophical. I don't know whether it is prabhava of that place or something, that some insight they will give which you will wonder how come they have so much of deeper thinking. So somebody asked out of the 4 who were there, they said, what is it that you really like about your job? That you are just taking people from one place to another place to third place. He said, when I see people soaked in Shraddha, otherwise who might be very worldly person, but when they come to this place, that faith which they show, he said, looking at that Shraddha, we get a lot of joy. And he said there were students who came, who were youngsters, into so many things in college, in university. But when they came here to this Tirtha Kshetra, they said in front of Bhagwan, we want to give this up. Whether they left it or not is a different story. But he said, look at the power of Kedarnath. That just by looking at Bhagwan, this person feels, I should be a better person. And some people, he said, would go walking. Miles and miles they would go walking physically tired, everything is drained out. But when they come from Bhagavad Darshan of Kedarnath, they would say, how was the darshan? They say the purpose of coming here was fulfilled. So this is that sukham which comes from just looking at faith. Ganga sakala muda mangalam muda. Bhagwan is telling Ganga ji is the source of all auspiciousness. Now we have to think, how is it? Even in our life, whatever we are blessed with today, we have to be grateful to Ganga ji. Gurudev got inspired from Ganga ji only. So many Mahatmas have gotten inspired from Ganga ji. He says she is the abode of all auspiciousness. All blessings can come from Divine Mother. Goswami ji has written 3 songs in Vinay Patrika on Ganga ji. It is Tuti. He is just singing the glories of Ganga ji. But he asks for 3 things from Ganga ji. Only those things I will mention. The other part is Tuti. How great is Ganga ji, how she came from Bhagwan Vishnu's feet, how Bhagiratha, so much of effort he put. All of that he says. But then he asks 3 things in 3 songs. First song he says, O Divine Mother, Ganga ji, may I roam around on Ganga Tata, on the banks of Ganga ji, thinking about my Rama. This thing you bless me. Meaning what? May I do satsang. Because in Ganga Tata, all you will find is ashrams only. So if you roam around there, you will end up having some satsang. He says, may I do that? May that be my blessings that I receive from you. Second song he writes, he says, you are bhava bhaya harini. Ganga ji is bhava bhaya harini. It is said even if you look at Ganga ji, it gives punya. It calms down the mind. Gange tava darshanat muktihi. If you look at Ganga ji, that darshan itself gives moksha. So second thing he prays is, because you are bhava bhaya harini, you take away the fear of the samsara. Bless me with ananya prema to Bhagwan. May I have firm devotion in Bhagwan, because that alone is bhava bhaya harini. This is the second prayer. In the second song he prays this. Third song he says, Ganga ji, I know that your water is very, very pure. Your jala is nirmala. Very pure jala. So much so that it never goes bad. That's why we can bring, right? Even in bottles we bring and keep it. For years together people keep. That is one quality of Ganga Jal. It's always pure. He says, in that way, just like your water is pure, please purify my speech. May I have Nirmala Vani. With that, I will compose Ramcharitmanas. 3 songs, 3 different things he is asking to Ganga ji. So Goswami ji says, Ganga Sakala Muda Mangalam Mula. Bhagwan is as though telling that Ganga ji is the source of all auspiciousness. Sabha Sukha Karani Harani Sabha Sula. It brings lot of joy, lot of sukham in a person's life. Now it's a tradition that before you go to a Tirtha Kshetra and you take a dip, either in some river or some pond, they say we should know the mahima of that place. We should know the greatness of that place and then take a dip. What does mahima do? Mahima means glory. You should know the greatness of that place and then go and take a dip. If you know the greatness, then when you take the dip, it will have more shraddha. This person will go with more faith, and that faith will benefit him. So Bhagwan is first describing what is the greatness of Ganga ji. He says, Kahi kahi kotika katha prasanga. Several stories about Ganga ji he is telling. Lakshman ji, Sita ji and Sumantra ji. He is remembering all of that and just telling. Ramu bilo ki Ganga taranga. And after every story, Bhagwan sits down and sees the waves which are coming in Ganga ji. When I read this Chaupai, who comes to your mind? One who can sit and just keep looking at Gangaji. Taponji Maharaj. If you see Taponji Maharaj kutir in Uttarkashi, it sees Gangaji. Means it is from the kutia you can see Gangaji. And it is said Taponji Maharaj would sit on the veranda and just go in samadhi looking at Gangaji. He would say, some people say Brahman is nirakara. Saguna sakara, some say it is saguna nirakara. He would say this is nirakara Brahman. Brahman in the form of nira, Brahman in the form of water, nirakaram upasmahe. That Brahman which is flowing as water, that Gangaji we meditate upon. Bhagwan Shankaracharya has written, Ganga Stotram. That is the greatness of Gangaji. It says, Rama bilokahi Ganga taranga. Sachivahi anujahi priyahi sunahi bibuddha nadi mahima adhikai. Bhagwan is making all the three of them listen to the greatness of Gangaji. And then all of them take a dip in holy water. Majjanu kena panta shama gayavu suchi jalu piyata mudita mana bhayavu. Then when they take a dip, Bhagwan takes a sip from Gangaji. He feels so happy. Mind is so cheerful. Just getting that small Ganga jalalava kanika pitaha. Even if you take a small drop of Gangaji, Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, that person, Yamacharya doesn't even talk about him. Sakrudapi yena murari samarcha, kriyate tasya yamena na charcha. He is freed from the snares of mrityu. Bhagavad Gita we should listen, Ganga Jal we should take. Okay. But Goswamiji reminds us, Bhagwan is doing everything, but one should not take him to be an ordinary person. He is doing this leela of an individual, but he has not really become an individual. That he reminds in the next line. Sumirata jahi mitai shrama bharu. That Bhagwan, by taking whose name, all shrama goes away. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat. Vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Yasya smarana matrena. Just by taking the name of the Lord, all shrama of this jiva goes away. He is put on the path of moksha. That Bhagwan is getting shrama. He says it is all leela only. He is just playing the role of any other jiva. Tehi shrama yah laukika vyavaharu. How can that Lord, by taking whose name jiva shrama goes away, he himself feel tired about journey and then takes a dip in Gangaji, and after that he is feeling pure. He says all of that is Bhagwan's leela. One should not take him to be another jiva. Now Goswamiji writes the essence of this entire prasanga in this Chaupai, 87th one you see. What is Bhagwan in his true essence? He says Bhagwan is Shuddha Chaitanya. Suddha Satchidanandamaya Kanda Bhanukula Ketu. Bhagwan is Satchidananda, taken a human form because of his devotees. Because there were things that devotees asked, this Satchidananda took a physical form. And now he is doing charitra. Now he is showing the same jivas how they can live and how they can rise up. So the next line is also beautiful. He says, Charita karata nara anuharata. He does this different charitra, conduct he shows. What did he show in the previous one? One should have a lot of shraddha in life and live a life of astikya. Astikya means faith. Andhashraddha is also fine. To a great extent, Andhashraddha is also okay, because it is so difficult even to get a little bit of faith. It's a different topic, but let us stick to this one. Charita karata nara anuharata samsruti sagara setu. Bhagwan does this charitra, all we have to do is follow him. Nara anuharata. Bhagwan, whatever charitra he has done, we should just follow him behind. what will it do? He said it's a bridge which will take us across this ocean of samsara. Samsruti Sagara Setu. Setu means bridge. We don't have to invent anything new. How to live our life, we don't have to even think anything. He says just do what Bhagwan has done. That will take us across. Later on, he's going to show. Time and again, Bhagwan does Sandhya Vandanam. When he goes to the forest, he does that Parthiva, Shivalinga he does, and then does his puja. So now every word, if you see, there is something beautiful that will open up. You see that second line, Charita Karata Nara Anuharata Samsruti Sagara Setu. Now what is Samsruti? Samsruti means constantly moving from one situation to another. Samsaranam is called as Samsruti. One mindset to another mindset. One situation outside to another situation outside. One physical condition to another physical condition. This is called as Samsaranam. Now this Samsaranam keeps happening. It keeps happening outside. And because we are not prepared for this Samsaranam, or we want to stop this Samsaranam, we try different things. But these different things take us to a point and they stop. This is Samsaranam. No matter how hard you try to stop, it will continue. But one thing is Samsaranam happening at worldly level. Means if body has to age, we cannot stop it. In Bhajo Govindam we had seen, right? There are 6 stages of Deha Yatra. Asti, Jayate. Means a person is born, he grows, he modifies, and then starts declining also. Now that Samsaranam, body level, nobody can change. No matter how hard we try, we cannot stop this Samsaranam. But there is another Samsaranam which is at mind level, which comes out of fear of losing what we have or fear of not getting what we desire. Fear can come with 2 main things. One is whatever I have right now, that I am afraid, what if it goes away? What is fear of health? Means I have good health right now. What if that goes away? Or another fear is I really want something, I desire something. What if I don't get it? These 2 things can create samsaranam. And that is what we call as samsara. 2 things are capable of creating fear. That fear leads to all other emotions. Right? Whenever we have analyzed 6 enemies, Shad Ripus, Kama, Krodha, if you just hold on to fear at the root, that fear alone will give rise to different emotions. If somebody has something, gotten that thing, but still wants more, that is called as lobha. In that fear of not getting everything for myself, that fear alone transforms as lobha. And if somebody stops it, that fear becomes krodha. So like this, different emotions are there, but the root of all emotions is bhaya. And the cause of bhaya is samsara. In this fear of constantly changing, that fear is bhaya. That itself is samsara. Now Bhagwan says, this samsara is like sagara. Samsruti sagara it is. Sagara means what? It's a huge ocean. We don't know where it started and when it is going to end. What is that thing? If I get, all my fears will be gone. Bhagwan says, find that one thing, then I will not call it as samsara. I will not call it as sagara. Sagara means what? I see water on all 4 sides, but I don't see any shore. Like that this samsruti is. Like that it is. It is just like that sagara. So vast. Now how do I come out of it? He says, look at the first line. Charitra karata nara anuharata. Just do whatever acharana Bhagwan has done. Acharana means conduct. However Bhagwan lives his life, if I try to live my life, he says this acharana has the power to take us across this ocean of samsara. Important thing to note here is Bhagwan is telling acharana. This sadhaka has not even come to vichara. Vichara means what? My mind exactly is having those qualities which are said in scriptures. Means he has already become sincere sadhaka. He has already started enjoying sadhana. His mind is naturally calm and composed. All those things. So Bhagwan says that is difficult to start with. If we are already perfect at mind level, we have accomplished many things already in our sadhana. But if that is not possible directly, vichara is not possible directly, I can start with achara. At conduct level, a sadhaka can make sure that all our conduct is very, very pure. Conduct is very pure. And to our best ability, we are keeping a good routine throughout the day. Achara, another English word is routine. Dinacharya. Bhagwan Shankaracharya has written a text, right? Sadachara. That is what it is. Achara means that. Sat achara. That conduct which will take us towards Satvastu. So he says, look at your routine throughout the day and then see where do I need to bring about some change. Not that we don't know it. We all know exactly those parts of our day where there is a change which is needed. And every day we try to tell ourselves also that this is where we have to bring change. This is what I have to include in my routine. Bhagwan says, start with that. Even if it needs a little bit of force, use some force there. He says it is a rewarding type of effort. In our scriptures, it is said, what is the source of dharma? If that question is asked, right? What is the source of dharma? So in Shastra, it is said, acharyat prabhavo dharma. From conduct, acharah prabhavo dharma. Achara means conduct. From conduct, what is born is dharma. It is not the other way around. First dharma comes in the mind and then achara is. He says you start with achara. Then slowly mind will get tuned to be in line with that dharma. It does not start with mind directly cooperating in several things. It starts with achara. So these are different facets of that one line. Charita karata nara anuharata samsruti sagara setu. Bhagwan is showing through his charitra how one can live a life and slowly start tuning this mind to take us across this ocean of samsara. That is this line. Means Acharya, one Mahatmaji would tell her, this was his graduation day message to his Shishya. He said, I have taught you everything, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Upanishad. And I have also taught you Vairagya. So in Hindi he said, Dunya se virakt raho, dunya ko viragi mat banao. What it means is, stay dispassionate from the world, don't give dispassion to the world. Means Acharya should be like that, of Bhagwan Rama. On one side it is filled with lot of disciplines and everything, but at the same time there is sweetness. You see, even when he is talking to all other tribal people now, he is talking to them as though he is one amongst them. Not that he is the king and now he has come to meet this tribal people. That is Acharya, that sweetness which is there in Bhagwan's personality. Now this is the portion where Nishad Raj comes. Let us see if we can change that. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 यह सुधि गुह निषाद जब पाई, मुदित लिए प्रिय बंधु बोलाई। दिए फल मूल भेट भरी भारा, मिलन चले उहिया हर्षु अपारा। करि दंडवत भेट धरिया गे, प्रभु ही बिलोकत अति अनुरागे। सहज स्नेह बिबस रघुराई, पूछे कुशल निकट बैठाई। नाथ कुशल पद पंकज देखे, भयउ भाग भाजन जन लेखे। देवधरनी धनु धाम तुम्हारा, मैं जनु नीचु सहित परिवारा। कृपा करिय पुर धारिय पाओ, थापिय जनु सबु लोग सिहाओ। कहे सत्य सबु सखा सुजाना, मोहि दीन पितु आय सुआना। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। वर्ष 4 बासु बन, मुनि व्रत बेशु आहारो। ग्राम बासु नहीं उचित सुनी, बुहाहि भयउ दुख भारु। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Now there was a tribal king whose name was Nishad Raj. Nishad Raj means king of Nishada, and it is given here his name was Guha. So he gets to know that Bhagwan has come along with Lakshman ji, Sita ji, Sumantra ji, and from his later description it feels as though he used to keep going to Ayodhya. It fell under that same kingdom, so some tax things must have been there. He knows precisely how Bhagwan's palace was, what were there inside the palace, everything he knows. So he goes along with everybody. Yah sudhi guha nishad jab pai, mudita liye priya bandhu bulai. He did not go alone. He called everybody, all his other people who were there in the village. He called everybody, and then they go to Bhagwan. They say when you go to Bhagwan, Guru or some Mahatma, one should not go empty-handed. At least you should take Samit Pani. Samit Pani means dry faggot sticks to show Vairagya. So he takes different fruits. Liye phala phoola moola bheta bhari bhara. Whatever he could find, flowers, fruits, everything he takes. Milana chaleu hiya harashu apara. As he is going closer, he is getting more and more joy in his heart. That Bhagwan has come. I cannot believe my ears. He has come to our place. I used to go there and meet him. Now he has come to our city. Kari Dandavata. Again he does Dandavat Pranam. Not only Sashtanga. Dandavat Pranam he does in front of Bhagwan. Kari Dandavata Bheta Dhari Aage. And keeps all the things nicely in front of Bhagwan. No stickers, nothing. Everything has to be nice and clean, washed. Prabhu hi below kata ati anurage. And is looking at Bhagwan. Bhagwan is looking at him with so much of love. Now this is Bhagwan's charitra. When he is with Rishi Munis, he will discuss according to Rishi Munis. When he is with Vanaras, he will make them feel he is one amongst them only. Goswamiji writes, Vanaras used to sit on top of Bhagwan. Master sitting down and monkey sitting top. But he was okay. Means person who can blend well wherever he goes. That is Bhagwan Rama. So he is sitting with Nishad Raj and he is so happy to see Nishad Raj. Sahaja Saneha Bibasa Raghurai. In one of our satsang, there was a question. How to please Bhagwan? What can we do so Bhagwan is pleased? His answer is here. He is pleased by pure love. Bhagwan did not look what he brought. He did not even look where he came from, with whom he has come, how he came. He said, does he have pure love towards me or not? Sahaja Saneha Bibasa Raghurai Puchi Kusala Nikata Baitai. Bhagwan said, why are you standing there? You come sit here with me. He asked him how he is doing, everything. He did not tell his story. He first asked how he is doing, everything. In front of Nishad Raj, Bhagwan did not even say a word. When Valmiki Rishi asks, then he starts telling what all things happened. And that too, he is just narrating, not even complaining. He's saying, by the way, Bhagwan, Valmiki Rishi, these all things happened. But in front of Nishad Raj, nothing. He asks him everything, makes him sit next to him. Nata kusala pada pankaja dekhe, bhayamu bhaga bhajana jana lekhe. Nishad Raj says, Bhagwan, looking at your lotus feet, and now that I know that you have made me your own, all my bhagya has opened up. Means if Bhagwan owns me up, what else remains to be accomplished? Now he says a beautiful line. It is also chanted as a prayer, in some parts of the country. When people go to temples, it is said they chant this. Deva dharani dhanu dhama tumhara. Bhagwan, whatever land I have, dharani means land. Dhanu means wealth. Whatever wealth I have, dhama means house. All houses that are there. Main janu neecha sahita parivar. All these things belong to you. Deva dharani dhanu dhama tumhara. Land, wealth, all other house, whatever things are there, they belong to Deva. And including me and all my family members, we are your sevakas. Main janu neecha sahita parivara. This is how a devotee feels. In front of Bhagwan, he doesn't feel, I'm a great devotee or I have so many things. Puja Swamiji had explained this part when we were seeing Navadha Bhakti Prasanga. When Shabariji says, Adhamate adhama adhama ati nari. What did Swamiji say? That this is how a devotee feels in front of Bhagwan, that I am always adhama only. No matter how much we try, Bhagwan, we keep falling back into our older habits. That is this nichata. Don't take any other meaning here. He says, I am this helpless devotee in front of you. Please lift me up. Deva dharani dhanu dhama tumhara. In Sanskrit, every word has different meanings, right? One meaning of the word nyasa is deposit. Deposit. If somebody gives some money and they have kept in one place, that money is called as nyasa. The one who takes care of that money is called as nyasi. Means trustee. Nyasa means deposit. One who takes care of that nyasa is nyasi. What will you call a person who takes care of that money very well? Samyak Nyasi becomes Sannyasi. This is that vritti. Karma Yoga Buddhi is this. That he has everything with him, but he knows it is given to him by Bhagwan to take care of. He says, you have, Bhagwan trusted me with this responsibility. I am only a sannyasi of this. Nyasa has different meaning. There don't apply this meaning. Nyasa also means to give up. But sannyasi, that thought is, everything that I have belongs to the Lord. I am a trustee of that wealth. If this mindset goes away, he says all these three things can come to bind that person. You know how dharani can bind a person, right? Land is there. If he starts feeling this is my land, it will not bind him physically. What will it bind him by? His mind. Mind is not available for anything else. Dhana can also bind, and Dhamma we know how it can bind. Right? Dhamma means home. Why all these things are important? Because this is going to be the student of Lakshman Gita. Right? Nishad Raj is the student of Lakshman Gita. If you say what adhikara he has, adhikari lakshana we say sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikari. This is Ramayana's way of giving sadhana chatushtaya. Applied sadhana chatushtaya is in this way. He says in his mind, he has this clear understanding that Bhagwan, whatever I have is yours. I'm only going to manage things. I'm not owning anything here. If something works out in and through these things, he says it is your glory. And if something doesn't work out, he says that is also yours only. These two examples, one we find in Ramcharitmanas or Ramayana, how one should be a nyasi. What is the best example? Bharatji. Just like Nishad Raj, you have Bharatji also. He says, Bhagwan has entrusted me with this. I will put forth my best efforts to make Bhagwan's wealth grow. And exactly opposite example is Dhritarashtra. When Pandu is no more, Dhritarashtra is made a standby king. He was only made a standby king until Yudhishthira grows up and becomes Yuvaraja. He says, you just handle the throne. But instead of having the Nyasa Vritti, he says, I am the Swami. Means I am the master. All these things belong to me. Whereas Bharatji, on the other hand, he is having everything, but he says, it belongs to my Bhagwan. But this is a very beautiful chaupai. How can we live in this world, yet have a free mind and become students of Vedanta? He says, one should try to be like Nishad Raj. Deva dharani dhanu dhama tumhara, main janu neecha sahita parivara. Krupa kariya, puradhariya pau, thapiya janu sabha lagu sihau. Now he is giving an invitation to Bhagwan. Bhagwan, please come to our city. I am the king of these tribals and we have a small settlement. Please come. And come, if others are feeling jealous, let them feel. You come and increase my joy, you come and increase my glory. That is the meaning of that line. Thapiya janu sabha logu sihau. If others are feeling jealous, why did Bhagwan go to your house, not to our house? He said, let them feel. I don't care. You just come to my house. This is Sahaja Saneha. Bhagwan is so touched by this love of Nishad Raj. Kahimu Satya. Now you see, whatever he said before, Deva dharani dhanu dhama tumhara. Bhagwan says that is the truth. He doesn't say, oh, that is your humility. Nishad Raj, out of your humility, you are saying everything belongs to Bhagwan. He says, this is the truth. If we ever get this thought, right, how should we do nyasa? How should we become trustee of things that we have? So we should just take a look at it and come to this understanding that really speaking, everything really belongs to Bhagwan only. Because all these things are such, if you look at it from a very high level, everything belongs to Prakriti only. Right? Dharani belongs to Prakriti. That is the only element over which we have put boundaries. Fortunately, space and air, we don't claim this is my air, that is your air. Fire element also we don't claim. Space also we don't claim. But when it comes to land, we have put, earth boundaries we have put. But really speaking, Bhagwan says, I am the master. The one who remembers this, they can live a free life, a mind with a free life, or a free life with a free mind. Kahe wo satya sabu sakha sujana, mohi deenha pitu aya suana. He says, my father has given me some work to do. He has given me some order, and I have to stick to that order. Even going to a village, forget about city or a town, even going to a village, Bhagwan says it is stepping away from my vanavasa dharma. This is dharma purushottama. He says, even going to this village that you are calling me, that also I cannot do. My father has asked me to live in the forest and in tapasa vesha. As an ascetic, I have to live. Grama basu nahi uchita suni, guha hi bhayam dukha bhav. Nishad Raj felt very sad. He said, Bhagwan is telling this Grama Vasa is not appropriate for him to come. That is why he was feeling very sad. Now later, Prasanga will continue. This is actually the main Lakshman Gita part. But the two main takeaways that we saw from today in this entire Prasanga, one is Bhagwan's charitra. That whatever Bhagwan does, that a sadhaka should try to emulate. Satyam Vada, not Dharmam Vada. Right? Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. But to live a life of dharma, it is not that easy. Mind does not directly cooperate. For example, if we start doing japa, that's a dharmic act. But it is not necessary that the first day itself japa starts to be appealing. Mind goes in all directions. But Goswamiji's advice to us as sadhaka is, start with that action. Even if mind goes here and there, even if mind does not want to do, let us just start with the acharana. And that acharana has the power to influence our thinking. So achara will bring effect on vichara. This is the truth. And he says this achara is so powerful that it can remove bhaya from our life. A person who lives a disciplined life, that routine itself can remove a lot of fear. In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagwan says this, 6th chapter, one who is yuktahara, one who eats in moderation, one who does all other activities in moderations, yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, one who is doing all karmas in moderation, does not heavily get involved in actions, not just stays away from actions. Yukta swapna avabodhasya, one who has moderate sleeping habits, does not sleep 8 hours at a stretch, or sleeps only 2 hours, 3 hours. Moderation in that. Later part is very interesting, very important also. Bhagwan says, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. This kind of discipline has the ability to remove a lot of sorrow from life. That is the power of achara, having a good conduct. Bhagwan says, or Goswamiji says here, one should get inspired by Bhagwan and try to walk behind him on that bridge. Samsruti Sagara Setu. That was one main point. And the second main thing was, Deva Dharani Dhanu Dhama Tumhara. Main Janu Nicha Sahita Parivara. What is a healthy attitude, healthy perspective towards prosperity? Now, all these three things we need. Dharani also we need, land we need, dhana we need, and dhama of course we need. But how to keep it in such a way that it doesn't bind us? Okay. Other one we will see in the next session. This portion we can go slowly because this is Lakshman Gita portion. Word by word we should see. Others we can summarize Doha after Dohas. Okay. Aganita guna gana bhushana Rama, Ashrita vatsala jaya jaya Rama, अयोध्यवासी सीताराम आपद बांधव जय जय राम दशरथ नंदन श्री राम दशमुख मर्दन जय जय राम कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम कामित फलदा जय जय राम पाप विमोचन श्री राम पट्टाभिरामा जय जय राम जानकी वल्लभ सीतारामा जय रघुरामा जय सीतारामा वानर सेवित श्री राम वारिधि बंधन जय जय राम हनुमत पूजित सीताराम श्री राम जय जय राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।